Hello everyone, welcome to the aftermarket analysis session, as we do every day. This is the aftermarket analysis session. Here, we look at what we observed in the market today, after the Indian markets Nifty and Bank Nifty closed. We try to read the footprint well to see where the buyers and sellers are. So if you are new, want to learn order flow, learn to read footprints, or want to learn how to use charting effectively, you can join this live session every day at 5 p.m. or around 4:30 to 5 p.m. The link for this live session is uploaded on the GoCharting Discord and Telegram community before 5 p.m. Secondly, if you use GoCharting, go to the notifications on the right side, and you will also find the webinar link there. Here is the join link. You can also join the webinar using this link. Holi just passed. So, the Holi offer is still currently running. The offer will be available until April 7th. On the annual subscription, you will get a 30% discount. So, let's take a look at today's volume profile. Sorry, how the volume profile provided confirmation in the past few sessions. We will try to read the footprint properly. Yesterday's level was simple. Here, there was almost equal buying and selling. Look, not a big difference, right? So, we marked the value area low, which was also yesterday's VPOC zone. Plus, there was this zone, where over the past 3 days, it was a weak zone. And it was quite notable, so we marked it. If it breaks below, it was the VPOC zone of the previous day, and if it breaks below that, it was the VPOC zone of the day before. Simple. Now let's see how we got confirmation on the footprint, focusing on these same levels with a 5-minute time frame. And right now, I am using cluster charts here. Go to cluster charts and see what the footprint settings are. You can pause the video and take a look at it. Okay, and you can see what the volume profile settings are here. Here, I use the volume profile tick. So, a simple volume profile. This is a slightly advanced version. Volume profile settings for volume profile tick. Now let's see what happened on the footprint. The tick size is 180 for Nifty and also for Bank Nifty. You can use the tick size at 400 plus or on auto and adjust it according to your preference. So before reading the footprint, you should know what delta is, because with the help of delta, we are going to use the footprint here. Now, what is delta? Delta is a simple thing. It tells us the difference between buyers and sellers. For example, when we look at the first candle, today's first candle of Nifty, the delta value is at the top. So what is the delta value of this? The delta of the first candle is around 32,000, meaning there is no negative sign in front of the value, and it is in a green box, which means there are more buyers here. Sorry, this is a positive delta. A positive delta indicates buyers, meaning there are more buyers within this candle. As compared to sellers, how are the buyers on the right side or the sellers on the left side? So assume we total the sellers on the left side, approximately a negative sign value of 100,000 for the sellers. Now, on the right side, there are buyers, so we totaled the buyers on the right side, plus 132,000. So where is the difference created? This 32,000 creates the difference, and that's what delta tells us. Now, like this candle, what is the data of this candle? Negative, so a negative delta. Always denotes sellers, meaning there are more sellers within this candle as compared to buyers. And how many more sellers? 24,000. With a negative sign value, right? And in a red box, This is a negative delta. Again, to understand, we totaled the sellers to 124,000. Okay? Whereas if we only look at the buyers, it's 100,000. So where is the difference created? This 24,000 goes to the sellers, right? So this is the value that we have derived here. Now, how will we read? The first candle of Nifty always has a lot of volume, so either skip it or if you are reading it, be cautious. Again, the first candle was a bullish candle. What we will do here is, even though the first candle was bullish, there was a resistance that it did not break. So it doesn't make much sense. Let's look at the next candle, which was also bullish. Okay, so I forgot to tell you one thing. That reading the order flow footprint of every candle would be a bit difficult. So it would be better if we read only those candles in which heavy buying and heavy selling took place. Now, which candles have heavy buying and heavy selling? Those candles with a large delta, whether it's a positive delta or a negative delta. For example, this delta, around 44,000 is also good, around 96,000, around 53,000, and look at the other candles, only 4,000, only 1,000, only 3,000, only 6,000, only 6,000, only 300. This means there are two types of candles, one with a very heavy delta, 44,000, 24,000, 96,000, 53,000, and some candles with only 6,000, 1,000, 3,000, 6,000. So these are the candles with a very low delta where buying and selling have occurred. But there has been very little buying and very little selling. And the second type of candle is where heavy buying and heavy selling have occurred. So what drives the market? Heavy buying and heavy selling. So here, what we will do is focus on those candles whose data is approximately above 30, below 30, or around 30. The first candle is around 30. But note that there is a resistance until it breaks it. There is no benefit. The next candle broke it, but we didn't see much buying. Again, look at the delta. Very little buying was done, 44,000 buying. Means this candle didn't break it, meaning it both broke and didn't. The next candle broke it well, closed higher, and we saw some decent, light buying. How will we read the 44,000 buying? Now, like we need to read the footprint of this candle. The delta is quite significant, 44,000. No problem, it's on the delta side. On the buying side, who is stronger within this particular candle? The buyers are stronger. So, we will go to the buyer side and look at the point where the most buying activity has occurred, where it has happened. Buying activity of 27,000, meaning 22,000 to 23,000. This is the buying zone. This is the buying zone within this entire candle. What happened here is a resistance was broken, and within the next candle, some buying activity occurred here. So if I adjust it a bit here, this becomes our support zone. How did this become a support zone? Look, the biggest buying also happened here. Okay, so until this level is properly broken, we cannot expect bearishness. Also, there was a support zone here, so this became a support zone. Okay, until this breaks, expecting any bearishness is a bit difficult. What happened in the next candle? It held the same zone. Okay, and there was neither significant buying nor significant selling anywhere. The delta is very weak. In the next candle, the delta is around 30,000 negative. What's interesting here is that the sell side delta also indicated that the sell side is very strong. Secondly, look, if we see the sell side orders, there was significant selling of 36,000 here. A breakout of the level came with the buyers. A pullback came with the selling of 36,000. Now, look at the next 2 to 3 candles. What happened here is that this selling was absorbed here. Look, as soon as the selling happened, buying activity started again in the very next candle. 17,000, 19,000, 14,000, 12,000. Okay, meaning aggressive buyers stepped in. Selling was absorbed. And then again aggressive buyers came in significantly. The next candle has a positive delta. It's a red candle, but a positive delta. So it means it only looks red, but there was no selling inside. Again, it held for 10 minutes. With a solid confirmation after the selling absorption, buyers held the same zone. And a solid uptrend move happened from around 540 to 640. 100 points move without a red candle. Now, there were two more candles with very positive data. 96,000 buying, 53,000 buying. So this is the candle. Which is its buying zone? Now look, 48,000 buying, 60,000 buying. Meaning in this entire candle, where there was such a big buying. If we look at the exact point where the buying activity was, so this was the point. Again, in the next candle, there is significant buying. And similarly, where there was 68,000 buying, the biggest buying is there, 38,000 buying. Let me mark the zone. Okay, we have marked it now, and we need to see what confirmation the next few candles give on this zone. There is a resistance here. So what would be the better option? Should we play just for these 20 points? Or should more buyers come and break this zone? And our next target will be up to here. The resistance gave a very good confirmation and was very helpful because the buying here didn't work as much and the sellers came and broke it. Why didn't it work? Because there was a resistance and the market respected that resistance quite well. Once this zone, the bank zone, was broken, it started holding easily below, which means that now this bank zone is not going to work as much. If it breaks with selling, not with bank selling, but breaks with solid selling, but here there was weak delta with selling. If it had broken with solid selling, then on the pullback, it could have worked. But it's not going to work that much. After that, there was no volume anywhere in Nifty throughout the day. This is also a pretty good confirmation that there is no volume coming in anywhere. So, that means the market could be sideways, as there is no volume around 30,000 anywhere. There was a buying of 32,000 here. Sorry, here. But in the very next candle, selling came in, and there was no movement with any buying or selling. Again and again, buying is happening. But if we look at it according to the delta, buying is happening. But in the next candle, selling happens again. Buying is happening again, but in the next candle, selling happens again. But buying is happening again. But selling means that buying and selling is happening repeatedly at the same place. There was no significant movement anywhere. Buying happened above 30 at 44 at a decent price, and it caused movement in the price. Okay, now look here. It happened within just one range, and buying and selling is continuing. So today's Nifty was sideways. It became sideways almost after 10 o'clock. So this movement here, the order flow provided quite a good help, and a selling exhaustion was observed. Aggressive buyers entered here, and selling exhaustion occurred. Again, aggressive buyers entered. Okay, there was buying, but it couldn't break the resistance. That buying wasn't as strong, so it helped a lot. And secondly, it was all within just one range of 20. Within 30 points, buying and selling kept happening. The order flow helped a lot, with the sideways movement as well, because the price didn't move with any buy or sell. It means it was stuck there. Now let's look at Bank Nifty, how it was today. Anger. Bank, you can place the tick size of Nifty on the photo. You can address the meaning of auto according to your preference. To set it on auto, go into settings, go to order flow, and here set it to auto mode. Now, even in Bank Nifty, there was a very good confirmation of sideways movement. Today, what was that confirmation? First, the biggest buying happened within this candle. There was a positive delta of 10,000 here and the delta of 3,000, which is a decent confirmation that yes, there was buying at one point within this candle as well. So if we mark this zone as a buying zone, see how the price went up after this zone. But it didn't come back anywhere on the pullback. Okay, and after that, there won't be any volume in any candle with buying or selling above 10,000. If something had come here, we could have taken some action. Buying came in just these two candles. In these 2 or 3, 4 candles. Buying came, giving an upside movement. But when it didn't come on the pullback, we were waiting the whole day for a good pullback. But it didn't come here. And after that, there was no volume either. Okay, so this was the analysis of Bank Nifty and Nifty for today. Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask.